In 1943, a two-man Japanese submarine captured during the attack in Pearl Harbor in December 1941 was taken by truck and trailer to be displayed all across the country to encourage the selling of war bonds and stamps. The sub was a national tour conducted by the U.S. Department of Treasury and had already been shown in numerous Indiana cities before coming to Vincennes on August 11, 1943. People were required to purchase a ticket in order to see the unique piece of military hardware, which the cost of an adult ticket a minimum purchase of an $18.75 war bond. Vincennes was all set for one of the big days of the year when America's first trophy captured after the attack on Pearl Harbor. The Japanese two-man submarine was to visit the city on its national-wide war bond tour for the U.S. Treasury Department. For the day to be a complete success, the community will have to buy more than $50,000 worth of war bonds and stamps. The goal fixed by the War Bond Committee. People were urged to make their purchases. The submarine will be parked on the short street parallel to Main Street in the Clark Memorial Plaza, where it will be on display between 11 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. If the sale of war bonds justifies it, the sub may remain there longer than it's scheduled to, 2.5 hours from where it will go to Terre Haute. On August 11, 1943, capacity crowds jammed the Clark Memorial Plaza to buy war bonds and see the two-man Jap submarine captured the day the Japanese assaulted Pearl Harbor. Earlier, thousands lined Main Street to watch selected units of personnel and selected places of motorized equipment of George Field parade to stirring music of the George Field Band. Highlights of the program held adjunct to the sub were the address of Colonel Edward B. Bobson, commanding officer of George Field, who on Pearl Harbor Day was in command of the heavy bombardment group in Hawaii, and his subsequent swearing into the Army of a WAC detachment. The parade led by the car in which Colonel Bobson, Noble N.P. Barr, and George Field Executive Officer Lieutenant Colonel Channing Beasley were riding, passed in review at 2nd and Main Streets, and the crowd dispersed over the Memorial Plaza for the speeches and to view the submarine. Colonel Bobson revealed that the two-man sub came to Pearl Harbor in packs. During all the excitement, Colonel Bobson said, speaking of the Pearl Harbor attack, he received information that a submarine had surfaced off Bellows Field. This field, on the opposite side of the island from Honolulu, were used during these times as a base for one of the squadrons under the bomber command. We immediately dispatched a flight of A-20 attack bombers to liquidate this menace. On their return from the reconnaissance, they reported the submarine was firmly grounded on a coral reef approximately 3/4 miles from Bellows Field. A little later that morning, we received a telephone message from Bellows Field. They had captured a Japanese officer who swam ashore from the submarine. The body of the other member of the crew who had manned the submarine drifted ashore 2 days later. Presumably, he had drowned, whether by accident or purpose, we do not know. The Japanese officer who was captured alive claimed he could not speak English, but he did speak English enough to say that he had failed in his mission, that he wished to be shot. The Japanese officer that had swum ashore and was captured was Ensign Kazuo Sakamaki, the commander of the midget submarine HA-19. He was captured on December 8, 1941, after his submarine became disabled and was found washed ashore on Oahu. His submarine HA-19 was also captured and later used for propaganda purposes.